Hello everyone and hello travelers. So let me share with you everything that we ate during our 8-day tour in Osaka, Japan. For our first day, we arrived at Kansai Airport during dinner, so we decided to eat the famous egg sandwich of Lawson's. It was so creamy and it was so good, and probably one of the best egg sandwich that I've ever eaten. After checking in our hotel, we headed straight to Dotonbori, which was just 3 minutes away from our hotel. We decided to have dinner at the famous revolving sushi. I'd probably give it a 9.5 or maybe a 9 out of 10. Everything was really fresh. The second day, we headed to Universal Studios Japan. Our first stop was the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, where we ate at the Three Broomsticks. I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. We also tried the butterbeer, both the cold and the hot one. I'd suggest you order the cold one. It was really sweet. For dinner, we decided to have Korean fried chicken at one of the restaurants in the Universal City Walk, together with our friends. For day 3, we decided to have brunch at Kurumon Market. Our first try was the otori sushi, which was really a 10 out of 10. It just melts in your mouth. Next, we also had the grilled scallops, which was just really very fresh. Again, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I even tried 2 different kinds of scallops. The next food that I tried was the famous octopus stuffed with quail eggs. It was tangy, sweet, a little bit spicy, and was actually very creamy since there was an egg inside. Next, I tried an A5 Wagyu and also Kobe beef. This one, I think it was overcooked, that's why I really did not like it. I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. Due to my frustration, I tried another Kobe from another stall, and at least this one was really very good. I give it a 10 out of 10. Meanwhile, Gian tried the grilled octopus tentacles and he was really very happy. It was 9 out of 10. Of course, for our dessert, we tried the famous strawberries of Japan. It was really very sweet. It was an 11 out of 10 for me. After going to Osaka Castle for dinner, we headed back to Dotonbori to try, of course, the famous takoyaki. We tried 2 different kinds, which was, of course, the original one and a second one which had cheese and tomatoes. The first one was really very good, a 10 out of 10, but the second one kind of tasted like lasagna because of the bechamel sauce. After eating our takoyaki appetizer, we headed straight to Daruma restaurant to eat the famous kushikatsu. It's one of my favorite meals during our 8-day trip, and I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Everything was really fresh and it wasn't actually oily for me. After shopping at Dotonbori and both Don Quixote, we decided to have a midnight snack at Hanamaruken Ramen. This was one of the best ramens that we have eaten in our entire life. Gian would have given it a 12 out of 10. We recommend you order the Happiness Ramen. It really will make you happy. Gian really couldn't stop raving about this restaurant for days. For day 4, we had our brunch at Gyokatsu Motomura. The line was long, about 30 minutes, but my gosh, this was really worth it. This is probably one of the best meals that I've eaten in my 8 days here in Japan. It was a katsudon, but instead of chicken or pork, it had beef inside, and you get to cook it in front of you. For dinner, we had tempura and curry before we headed to the Osaka Aquarium. After going to the Osaka Castle, we decided to head straight home, but get a quick stop at one of the taiyaki restaurants in Dotonbori. There was a red bean paste filling and also a custard filling. Since I didn't really like red bean, I decided to eat the custard, and it was really very good, a 9 out of 10. For day 5, we headed to Denden Town to shop for toys, but had our lunch at Ichimazen, which was a famous tempura restaurant. It is one of the freshest tempuras that I've ever eaten. Even the eggplant tempura was really very good. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Gian would give it a 9 out of 10. He ate the conger eel tempura while I ate the ebi tempura. After shopping at Denden, we decided to go to a maid cafe at Maid Dreaming. We had 2 different parfaits. Gian had the chocolate one while I had the strawberry rabbit one. It was one of the best parfaits I've ever eaten. Now that evening, we decided to have dinner at one of the many izakayas in front of our hotel. And boy, we were in for a surprise. This was really the best meal that we have eaten in our 8-day trip. We tried different kinds of yakitori, such as their buta, beef skirt steak, beef tongue, asparagus with pork, and their bacon with brie. It was really one of the best, and of course, you have to pair it with ice cold beer. For day 6, we went to Kyoto and visited the Arashiyama Bamboo Park. We ate lunch at one of the restaurants near the Bamboo Grove, which served fresh udon and fried rice. Of course, for dessert, we also tried their strawberry mochi cake. It was sweet and very good and very fresh. For dinner, we decided to eat at one of the restaurants in Dotonbori that serves grilled seafood. For day 7, we decided to try out Japanese yakiniku. We ordered a set meal with vegetables, kimchi, rice, and soup, and then an extra order of Kobe beef. Just look at that beautiful marbling. It was one of the softest beefs we've eaten ever. Of course, since you order Kobe beef, since this is quality meat, you have to expect to pay a little bit more, but actually, it's very worth it. In the afternoon, we headed to Shinsaibashi and tried the famous Japanese crepe. It was very, very fresh. That afternoon, we headed to Shinsekai and decided to have our last dinner at this seafood restaurant. The name of the restaurant is Jumbo Churibune Churikichi in Shinsekai. This is a restaurant where you can even catch your own fish. We filled our stomach to the brim since this was already the last night of our Japan trip. We ordered different kinds of food such as their sashimi, their grilled pork with cabbage, their karaage, and we also decided to eat their calamares, their kushikatsu, and of course their seafood hot pot. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without beer and drinks. For our last day, me and Gian decided to go to Umeda Sky Building and had breakfast at one of their coffee shops and ate their waffle, their calzone, their potato and clam chowder, and of course, coffee. It was a best ender to an 8-day trip in one of the best countries in the world. I hope you enjoyed my vlog. Please like and subscribe this channel and see you next time.